think a lot of those people, they just want the story. And I've seen that. Like there are definitely some readers who, when I put out the ebook and I put out the print version, they'll get both versions.
Mm-hmm.
But those tend to be the outliers. Most of them, they're just like, I'm going to get the ebook or I'm going to get the print version. I'm not going to buy the same book in two different formats. Because like you said, they're not into that. They don't have that same kind of collector's mindset goal. They're just more, I just want the story.
Exactly. So they're not collectors. Now, some of us are like, I'm a hardcover snob. I am a hardcover snob. I like how they feel. Or a paperback snob. Like, I like the slightly larger formats. I think they're more fun. Right. You can do a lot more with them. And I'm a young adult guy, like a young adult comic guy at heart. So I like that format in particular because if it is a young adult novel, I'll see some really cool, innovative shit. Whereas if I go to like a paperback, you don't have the room, as much room to be as creative with the presentation, right? So where that's the thing, hardcovers and ebooks do have interesting constraints. Like in some ways, you can also be very creative. What does a page look like in an ebook can be very different there than it can be physically. Yeah. However, there are certain expectations that readers do expect, and
there's also and the limitations are different, but they're still there. Like did you ever read House of Leaves?
I haven't read that one, but I have heard of it.
It's a really interesting book, but that is a book that you could not do in ebook form. Yeah. Not the traditional ebook form, right? Because just like the way he manipulates text and all that, it's just not possible with the EPUB format.
Well, no, or if it's possible, it's a designer's nightmare, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you would have to. The only way you could really do it is as a PDF. That's the only way you could do it. And those look terrible on like your regular.
Oh no, your Kindles hate PDFs. Yeah. They just hate them, right?
Yeah. So. I mean, I was doing when I did my master's program, I did a master's in screenwriting, and we were reviewing each other's the other fellow student. We were doing like peer review of the scripts and stuff like that, and I had to go. I had to go into work, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll download the scripts to my Kindle. And I'm like, oh God, it was such a fucking nightmare. I had to like zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. It was such a pain in the ass. And so something like that, it would not work in that format. And so much of that, and sometimes the presentation doesn't matter, right? Some books, it doesn't matter if the text is, but a book like this, the presentation is so much a part of the story that you have to have it presented in a certain way.